He was once hailed as a genius, a visionary who would reshape the world of finance. Do Kwon, the South Korean founder of Terraform Labs, rode the cryptocurrency wave to dizzying heights, promising a stablecoin revolution with his creation, TerraUSD. But his empire, built on complex algorithms and ambitious promises, was a house of cards. And when it collapsed in May 2022, wiping out an estimated $40 billion in investor wealth, Do Kwon didn't stick around to face the music. He vanished, becoming one of the world's most wanted fugitives, sparking an international manhunt that would captivate the globe. The collapse of TerraUSD and its sister token Luna sent shockwaves through the crypto market. As investors watched their fortunes evaporate, authorities in South Korea and the United States launched investigations, seeking to hold Kwon accountable for the financial devastation. But Do Kwon was already one step ahead, embarking on a daring escape, a masterclass in evasion that would last for months. Initially, his whereabouts were shrouded in mystery. He first went to Singapore. However, it quickly became apparent that this was a temporary stop, not a final destination, especially when Singaporean authorities confirmed he was no longer in the country. This was a man on the run, determined to stay ahead of the law, and he had the resources and evidently the connections to do it. The key to Kwon's ability to travel lay in his calculated use of false identities and forged documents. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment escape, it was a carefully orchestrated plan, likely set in motion even before the full extent of the TerraUSD collapse became public. We now know he relied on fraudulently obtained travel documents, including the infamous fake Costa Rican passport that ultimately led to his capture. But how did a high-profile figure like Do Kwon acquire these forgeries? The answer likely lies in the shadowy underworld of illicit document brokers who operate in the hidden corners of the internet and within certain expat communities. These networks specialize in providing false passports, visas, and other identification documents to those willing to pay the price. And for someone like Kwon, with access to significant funds, even after the crash, money was likely no object. These forgeries weren't just crude imitations. They were sophisticated enough to fool immigration officials, at least initially. This allowed him to move across borders, staying one step ahead of the international dragnet that was closing in. He was rumored to have spent time in several countries, including possibly in Europe, always careful to mask his trail, likely using cryptocurrency to fund his movements and minimize his financial footprint. Think about it. In our interconnected world, every financial transaction leaves a trace. But the anonymity offered by certain cryptocurrencies, coupled with the use of false identities, made tracking Kwon incredibly challenging. He was essentially a digital ghost, moving through the physical world with an alias, funded by an untraceable digital currency. He also had assistance from unknown individuals, an invisible network aiding his movements, providing him with safe houses and logistical support. It appears he had become quite comfortable in his new life as a fugitive. After fleeing Singapore, he eventually settled on Serbia as his country of choice, where he had been residing since December of 2022. He was even able to set up a new company in the country, using his real name. He likely chose Serbia because at the time, it did not have an extradition treaty with South Korea. However, his luck was about to run out. The breakthrough came not through tracking digital footprints or financial transactions, but through good old-fashioned police work. South Korean authorities, working in collaboration with international partners, received a crucial tip-off regarding Kwon's location and his use of forged Costa Rican passports. The choice of a Costa Rican passport is intriguing. It suggests an attempt to blend in with a large expat community where he might have hoped to disappear. Or perhaps it was a calculated risk, betting that a less common passport might raise fewer red flags than one from a country under greater scrutiny. But why Montenegro? The small Balkan nation was an unlikely final stop. It's possible Kwon was planning to use it as a transit point to another destination, believing its less stringent border controls might offer an easy escape route. But by March 2023, the game was up. Montenegrin police, acting on the intelligence provided by their South Korean counterparts, apprehended Do Kwon at Podgorica Airport as he attempted to board a private jet bound for Dubai. The forged Costa Rican passport, once his ticket to freedom, became the instrument of his downfall. It was a rookie mistake from a man who had, until then, been remarkably adept at evading capture. The arrest sent shockwaves through the crypto world. It was a stark reminder that even in the seemingly lawless realm of cryptocurrencies and international finance, law enforcement were able to find him. The capture of Do Kwon marked the end of one chapter in this saga, but the beginning of another. A protracted legal battle over his extradition ensued, with both South Korea and the United States vying to bring him to justice. Ultimately, the United States won this legal tug-of-war, despite not having an extradition treaty with Montenegro. Do Kwon now faces trial in the U.S. With the resources available to him, it's surprising that Do Kwon didn't have a genuine second citizenship. A citizenship from a country that refuses to extradite its own citizens would have shielded him from what looks like a long prison sentence in the U.S. Thanks for watching. Get in touch with the team at Liberty Mundo to help secure your second citizenship and make your assets untouchable.